There was once a very, very rich man. He lived in a huge house. It sat on a great big hill overlooking a little town. And out the front, there was a panorama of the town. It was beautiful. And out the back, if you should choose to sit on the back side of his house, it overlooked gorgeous countryside. Now, he had a wife, but she lived in a little house on his lands, and that was perfectly fine with him, because seeing her made him upset. And he had one son who was off at university learning his trade. And so the rich man was able to do what he liked most, which was sit and look out over all he owned. But there was a problem. On one side of this little town, there was a blacksmith, a very energetic blacksmith. He got up every morning before the sun and started work. Clang, 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 all day long. And he was a good blacksmith. People came from far and wide to have him shoe their horses and make gates. And it was so loud. Now, ideally, he could have just gone to the other side of his gigantic house, and it would have been quieter, except for the fact that on that end of town, there was a tinsmith, and he was an artist, and he made beautiful, beautiful tin figurines, and he actually fixed pots and things like that, but he was at it from the time the sun came up. He'd be over in his forge, ting, 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 ting. It was worse than the blacksmith. At least the blacksmith was rhythmic. The tinsmith, he made all kinds of little noises, and there was all sorts of scraping, and it was horrible. And he went to the middle of his house, and when he did that, he could hear sound from both sides. It was horrible. And he thought to himself, I am a very rich man. Even if this tinsmith and this blacksmith lived farther away, I would still be able to get my goods. I would still be able to have my horses short. I would just go there. And that's when he got his brilliant idea. The next day, he got up, he got dressed in his finest robes, called for one of his great horses, and he rode out to the blacksmith's shop. And the blacksmith, he was busy. Clang, 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 clang. And the witch man said, wait, blacksmith. I need to speak to you. And the blacksmith said, oh, my lord, do you need one of your horses shoot? No, it's not that. I think that this town is, I think that you should go and find someplace else to live, someplace, different. Don't you ever want something different? Well, the blacksmith hadn't thought about that. Well, sir, he said, my forge is here, and even if I wanted something different, where would I go? That's not going to be a problem here. And he handed the blacksmith a large sum of gold. Go and find someplace else. Just let me know where you are, so I can certainly find you and use your custom. And the blacksmith said, well, that's mighty kind of you, sir. He said, no, don't think anything of it. Just go explore the world a little further out. Well, after he'd seen the blacksmith, he rode across town to the tinsmith, and he did the same thing. The tinsmith was busy. Ting, 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 ting. Tinsmith. Oh, sir, have you come to get a tea set? No, I haven't. I've come because it seems to me that you have been here all your life. Don't you want to see something different? The tinsmith said, oh, well, I really never have thought of that. Well, is your lucky day. And he handed him a large sum of gold. Go and find yourself another shop somewhere, someplace different, where you have clientele who can really appreciate how wonderful you are, because they haven't known you all their lives. Surely the world is waiting for you out there. Wherever you go, you just send me a message and let me know, and I will travel to wherever you are, and I will use your custom. And the tinsmith said, well, that's very nice of you, sir. That's very nice. I thank you. He said, no problem. And so the rich man went home. He thought, tomorrow is going to be beautiful. They'll be packing. They will leave, of course. The people in town might not be happy, but they'll get over it. And he went to bed early because he wanted to make sure he could get up really early in the morning to enjoy his peace and quiet. Well, the tinsmith was so excited about his good fortune, and so was the blacksmith. And so he went to go share his news with his brother-in-law. Well, the tinsmith didn't. He ran all the way across town, and halfway there, he bumped into his brother-in-law, the blacksmith. And they were both talking at the same time. And finally the blacksmith said, oh, my brother, listen, you go first. Your sister and I, we have such news, but you go first. And the tinsmith said, well, I have news for the two of you too. You see, the rich man, the one that lives up on that great big hill up there, is always buying those cute little figurines. Well, he gave me a large sum of gold to move my shop. He said I should go anywhere I'd like to see something different. The blacksmith said, well, I'll be darned, I got the same offer. Oh, my goodness. Well, where shall we go? Well, they talked about it. Oh, they could go anywhere. And then the tinsmith said, I didn't say this to the rich man, but I kind of like living here. I've lived here all my life. All my friends are here. My sister's here. You're here. Why would I really want to go anywhere? And the blacksmith said, well, to be honest, when I told your sister about it, she wasn't as excited either. And though it's nice to have a little gold, she doesn't really want to move, and I guess I don't want to either. They sat next to each other. And then the tinsmith's head came up. They looked over at the blacksmith. And it seems the two of them, they were thinking the same thing, but the blacksmith sat up and looked over at the tinsmith. And they started talking, and then they started laughing, and they knew it was the perfect solution. Well, the next morning, the rich man woke and stretched and yawned. It was the beginning of his quiet. And he got up, and he went and he sat, and he heard, ting, 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 clang, clang, clang. What is happening? And he put on his best robes, and he didn't bother to call for his horse. He actually waddled through town, and there at the blacksmith's shop was the tinsmith. No. And then he went across town, and there at the tinsmith's shop was the blacksmith. Ting, 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 clang, 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 clang. Oh. And the rich man went home. And that is the story of the rich man, the blacksmith, and the tinsmith.